Oh, I found it. I found it. Okay, right. That should be better. I'm about to hear myself in like 2 seconds. I'm not gonna like that. Yes, yes. Okay, right. It's come through. It's come through. Boom. Right. Hello. How are we doing? Who's in the chat? I have no idea who's in the chat, but it says there is on the graph. It says there is a person. I like graphs. They're kind of cool. Right. My stream is 15,000 kilobits per second. Yeah, yeah. All right, cool. Who's in the chat? We need to know who's in the chat. Live chat. Yes. But whom? Whomst participants? Just says me. Is the person watching just me? It could just be me. Okay, cool. Cool. Right. Where's my YouTube studio? Content. Live. Boom, this is the one. We're going to edit it. We're going to replace this, change with the file on my desktop. We're going to go with this one. Save. Okay, hopefully that changes the image. I'm hoping so. Right. Why? See, if I just set this up properly, I wouldn't have to do all this stuff. Details. Joe live stream. Ooh. If there's anyone in chat. Oh, it's Pat Productions. Hello. It could just be me. But it's not. It's Pat Productions. Okay, so I hope you're ready for this stream, Pat, because I'm going to be lighting a candle momentarily. I'm just currently setting video tags. Some inspiring words. Minecraft live stream. Minecraft city. Minecraft city building. Minecraft city building live stream. There we go. All the combinations of words in a group. Okay, right. Full screen. Do I put a message in Discord? Okay, right. I've put a message in Discord. There it is. Right. Okay. So, Pat, it's just me and you. Time set 12:50. I feel like 12:50 is the best in-game tick time. It's a good angle. How's the stream quality, Pat? Is it all good? Is it looking okay? I'm hoping it's looking okay. Okay, so right, this is the cathedral. We got quite a bit going on here. We've got this lovely garden area all around the outside, and this is what I was working on today. Quality looks good. Yes. Okay. Right. Fiber internet has paid off. Okay. We've got this back wall here. That's kind of cool. Looks a bit silly in places, but yeah. So we've got this sort of interesting walkway around the edge of the cathedral, and it's not bad. I wonder if I can switch to like change the latency on the stream. Stream settings, stream latency, low latency. Apparently you can switch it to ultra. I can't. Oh well. Right. Okay, so where are we at? What are we doing? We've got this cool little almost walkway around the edges of the cathedral. We need a bridge to go here. The water's very blue. Also, I tweaked the shaders, so you can see it's doing like it's diffracting the water with the course, not caustics, but with the ripple. It's kind of cool. Oh yeah, as we go around, we got this cool sort of cave here. That needs some work. It's got a nice little sort of water pool here, like so. All the falling leaves. And then it sort of loops round to this waterfall, which comes from this. So I guess a river, sewer underbridge. Sewer underbridge here. A sewer under the bridge. A sewer wouldn't be a bad idea. Okay, yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to build a bridge here. Boom. Okay, right. I did say I was going to get a candle, so I'm going to go and get a candle. I will be one moment. My legs are up. Okay, I'm back. I've got a candle, and then I'm going to go and get a glass of water. As you can see, I'm very prepared. Just got my lighter here for the candle. Okay, right. It's very bright. Be right back. Okay, so I'm back. And I've also got some chocolate biscuits. My window is just slightly ajar, which is nice as well. Keeps the air nice and fresh. Okay, options. Music and sounds. Let's get a bit of music on. Adjusting my mic. There we go. Right, so as a second person in the chat, what is up? Comment so you're known. What's the biscuit brand? Okay, now. What is the biscuit brand? That is a good question. It's a supermarket's own brand of biscuits, which sounds a bit dodgy, you know, but it's their premium range, and they're very large cookies with a great deal of chocolate in them. So that hopefully those will be good. I'm doing brilliantly with these slab placements. Yeah, who's in the chat right now? There's an extra person. So yeah, if you want to look up these biscuits, it's Sainsbury's Taste the Difference Triple Belgian Chocolate Cookies. Alright, like, I don't know why we need to know they're from Belgium. And maybe that makes them better. Who knows? That was the wrong block. Has the Minecraft music got sadder? It feels sadder. Like this one. It feels sort of, you know, it's bedtime type of music. I've messed this one up, I think. Oh, I just keep making mistakes. So whoever that extra person was has left. Clearly, clearly hates me on a personal level. Okay, cool. That path looks a little bit better now. But I think I'm just going to click resume. I want to work on a little bit of a bridge here. We've got this. We've got the tower for the cathedral, and we do need a way to get across this water. And I'm not sure what that's going to look like, but I want it to look good, so we'll give that a go. How loud is my keyboard? I miss the only audio you're getting is my voice. That would be unsurprising given the way this looks. Properties. Device. Properties for desktop audio. I don't know what that means. Okay, I'm going to add one. Add audio. Cancel. Add audio output capture. Default. Okay, right. I've fixed it. Properties. I don't know if that's coming through on the stream. I think it is. Okay, right. I've fixed it. Can you hear music? Properties. Oh, heard a sheep. I don't know if that's coming through on the stream. I think it is. Okay, right. I've fixed it. Oh no, there's I've made a loop. Uh-oh. The fact I made a loop shows that the desktop audio is flowing through now. Which is good, I guess. It's keyboard ASMR, but it's very audible though. Is it distractingly bad, or is it like... Oh, yes, those are the sounds a computer makes. Okay, so it's probably where the bridge is going to go. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. So there's a midpoint. That'll do. Okay. So yeah, I'm gonna put the... What is the I'm constantly right. Okay, so if I go to... I'm gonna get some slabs. And I'm gonna get some trapdoors. It's too high. Just gonna see what we can do with a little bit of a bridge here. just going to place a little bit more there. I feel like we've got to get that in there. That's a little bit funky. That is a little bit funky, but I kind of like it. So then, if I place that like that, you should be able to do something with that. These are sort of boring and flat. I'm going to change those to look like that. Which is annoying because it leaves a gap there, but I feel like we can do something with that gap. Let's see how this looks. Ooh, that doesn't touch. Ah! There's a joke in here somewhere. Imagine someone giving like a sermon while treading water. Okay. Right. Yeah, I've got this new mod on, right? It's like a over-shoulder camera. Ooh. That was a bit embarrassing. But it does like this weird, if you get the wrong angle, it fades you out of existence. Okay. So back onto the build. If we do that, it connects. Yes, okay, that connects. But let's try that. Okay. And then get a trapdoor in there. And in there. Maybe there as well. Like that. Let's mix it up a bit more actually. Let's get some shelves in there. Like so. And then okay, I'm liking this so far. Okay, a bit of shelf action. What else can we do with this? Okay. Okay, so we got like this shelf. And it's kind of cool. I'm not exactly sure where to go with it. Okay, so I don't like that. Because it sort of doubles up that stair. So we'll get a barrel there instead. Okay. And we'll go like that. Like like so. And then we'll get a trap door. There, there, and there. Okay, I'm sort of okay with this. Don't like how sharp that was though. Let's see if we can get some stairs. Like so. How do I feel about the stairs? I mean, it's alright. It's okay. What do we get a proper half slab here? Like that. Proper half slab? What are we saying? It certainly makes it less extreme of a incline. And then from here, looks okay. There's too many colours going on, I think. What other stairs have we got available? Mud? It's going to be too many colours. Okay, let's try mixing this up a bit. Let's go for a gate there. Like so. Okay, that's got potential. And then we'll go for a stair here. Like so. Okay, I'm okay with that. That one works. Let's have a look at that. Okay. I'm getting somewhere. It's nowhere impressive, but we're getting there. And we got some shelves there. Okay. And then we'll try and remix in this dark. Actually, yeah, we'll skip the dark oak. We'll mirror this. And place that there. Not a fan of that. Fences there. Yeah, right. How do I feel about this, really? I feel like this being on the edge and then having this here doesn't really make sense. It's like we've got a double railing, right? So we've got this line here and then that line there, and that doesn't really feel like it flows. Whereas that... Does this feel better? Yeah, but then we've got this sort of like skeleton there. It's not like a skeleton, but it's like a ledge. That feels like dead space in a way that I don't like. I'm not a fan of that. The extra space there, not great. So what I am thinking is, do we strip that? No, you see, if we strip that back, we've now got the issue of being able to see straight through it. But if we do that, it's sort of okay, but it's yeah, I just don't like the space. Okay, I'm gonna roll with this for now, and I'm gonna see if there's some way I can improve that as I go. So pop those there. Maybe if we try and bolster this out a bit, like so. And then we'll get that to go across there. Okay, let's bring somewhere. For a channel that's about mornings, why are you building at night? Well, /time set 1250. That's a bit better. Okay, right. Okay, that's interesting. I'm worried this is going to look like just a massive ball across a river rather than a bridge. But it's kind of interesting looking, that's for sure. And then we could get sort of go across like that. And then along like that. Okay, that's cool. Cool. Looks a bit too sort of dense and heavy though. But if we, yeah, let's just make it bigger. That's like the Doctor Who line. You think, should we leave it alone? Should we play it safe? Nah, let's make it bigger. Okay. So that's pretty. That is a dense half of a bridge. Incredibly dense. But I feel like we might be going somewhere with this. What is it people say nowadays? Have I cooked or am I cooked? Chat. Am I? Hang on a second. Hang on a second. Everyone watching this who's not in the game, of the three of you, you know, that's everyone. That's a very big everyone. North over here is messaging in game chat. Just, why are you circumnavigating the live stream here, mate? You're like stream sniping me with Azerbaijani memes. Wait. We're on something here. We are onto something here. Wait. We need some more see-through trapdoors. Okay. We are onto something. We are definitely onto something. We are onto something. Here we go. You know those like YouTube comments where it's like bros onto nothing? I'm just here like, we're onto something. Hang on a sec. I think we're onto something. Right. Boom. Okay. Here we go. This bridge is just getting denser and denser. Okay. There are 4 people in the chat. That is fantastic. If you've made yourself known, it's good to have you here. A few familiar faces, and if you're new here, hello, welcome. I have my admittedly multitasking right now from Sleepiest Panda. Admittedly multitasking right now and tab hopping between this and a project, but had to drop in when I saw you were streaming, and it's got like the arms up with a head. Is it an emoji when it's made out of ASCII characters like that? I don't know. Good to have you here. What is the project you're working on, if you don't mind me asking? You know, it's probably something cool, useful, and not this bridge. Those are mutually exclusive terms. Boom. Lanterns. Okay. Lanterns. Lanterns. And then we've got something cool going to emerge here. But before we can get to that, I've got to do a quick copy whoppy on this. I'm going to go 1 over to 2 over to 3. Okay. And then we're going to flip that north. / copy flip north paste. Ah. Ta-da! Right, cool. So I'm okay with that. That is kind of a cool bridge. It's a little bit too tall. I think it's an emoticon when it's text-based, but don't quite quote me on that. I got the motivation to finish a picture that is far... When we say picture, is this like a painting? Do you paint? As for your statements on the emoticons, I actually have a solution to that, which is my co-host and not sponsor, Google Gemini. Google, my friend, what's it called when you make a emoji like the colon bracket smiley face?
It is called an emoticon. While modern emojis are tiny images or
Okay,
icons like emoticons are facial expressions made using keyboard characters and punctuation, like smiley face. Would you like to see a list of other classic emoticons?
Can you say good morning for me?
Good morning.
Okay, that's enough. If I let that thing do any more, she'll have my job. All right. You know, you can help out. You can help out, but don't you forget who's boss. Right. Boom. Digital art, I wish I had the courage to paint with proper traditional media. Also good to confirm on emoticons. Ah, digital art. I'm guessing that's like, sorry, sip of water. I'm guessing that's like with the, like the Wacom tablet, that type of things. The implications of asking an AI woman... One sec, I'll get to that in a minute. Yeah, yes, like Wacom tablet type thing. That's cool. Depends what you're doing, I guess. I've heard of some slightly stranger things people do on there. But, you know, if that's what people do, that's kind of cool. But I've always wanted to be able to, like, get a Wacom tablet and, like, do all that, like, digital art stuff. I feel like it would be really cool. But it's one of those things. It's like when I bought a drone. I had a brief stint of having a drone. I was like, wow, this is so cool. I have a drone. Crashed it into a river and used it twice. Obviously, I'm, you know, for obvious reasons, I'm not going to crash a drawing tablet into a river. But it's like my 3D printer. I'm looking at it right now. Used it for all manner of things for a few weeks, and then it's just a really expensive ornament. I've currently got 2 Lego cars sat on it right now. Shows you how useful it was. Yeah, the art stuff's cool. Art stuff is very cool. It's one of those things I wish I was better at. Right, let's get to it. The implications of asking an AI woman to say good morning to you. Well, you know, we got to go full Blade Runner 2049 on this, you know? You look lonely, I can fix that, but it's just Google Gemini saying good morning to me over and over again. You know? I'm okay with that. Not any of the pretext or, you know, subtext of the movie, but the, you know, if that's what my co-host, Google Gemini, technically, you know, my colleague, Google Gemini is my colleague. If we put it that way, we got a thing going on. You know, it's okay. It's okay. You know, Google Gemini. She just, don't know if she is the correct term. I changed it because I found the other voice was annoying. I kept having arguments with it. You know, we got a thing going on though. Me and Google Gemini. You know, she covers the angles I can't see. You know, the things I can't do, she takes care of. We got a thing going on, definitely. And all of this sort of implies the existence of a Good Morning HR department where I get told, stop speaking to Google Gemini in this way. It's kind of weird. Speaking of which, North, would you like to be the HR manager for the channel? ? I feel like Google Gemini needs you in this sense. You know, just make sure everything's above board. Okay. As for the 3D printer, you could model any of your cities or region to 3D print, make GMG merchandise if it becomes profitable. Could I print off like the city of Thrisvale, like I'm working on now? Yes. Only issue with that is every time I have been like, yeah, I'm going to use my 3D printer, it doesn't really work. Like, it doesn't adhere to the bed properly, and the excitement to use it diminishes very quickly after a few failed prints. As for making merchandise more generally, that's not something I really want to do. I feel like a lot of, I'm not trying to be rude here, a lot of YouTuber merchandise is kind of tat. It's not anything that's, you know, you wouldn't buy it for its own quality. You're just sort of buying it as I guess if you're just doing it to support the person, that's kind of cool. But like, you know, I don't know. I don't know how to feel about YouTuber merchandise, that type of stuff. Yeah, I could start like drop shipping those, like, you know, t-shirt store type things. I could put like a little good morning on it, or like Sir Chapman needs you, you know, some like sort of slightly cringy in reference that only, you know, you would understand. You'd have to, like, you'd go around for Christmas, you'd have to explain it to your parents. Oh, what's that you're wearing? Oh, it's a niche reference to a YouTube channel. You know, I feel like that's not gonna fly. It's not gonna be great. And yeah, I'm here to make cathedrals, not money. But I am intrigued by this digital art that you do. Sleepiest Panda, if you're still in chat. Like, what sort of stuff do you do? If you don't mind sharing. Okay. How's this bridge looking now? What are we saying? I'm just Just send someone a quick Discord message. North, expect a message. Okay, right. Oh yes, I'm here. I don't draw anything impressive really. Just characters, sometimes my own, sometimes others. Stars like Disney and anime's Awkward Child though. Not much to look at. Is when you say your characters, is that I know a lot of people do like Dungeons and Dragons and then draw their characters. Is that something you do, or is it sort of characters from another setting? I've sent North a message if he's around. I've drawn D&D characters for a couple of close friends. Oh. The character, this is fun. The character for Lander Stone, the Pirate King, was actually from a D&D campaign that we were going to do. But we never actually did among, me and my friends. Sorry. Yeah, so yeah, we were gonna do a Dungeons and Dragons campaign among friends, and yeah, it was good. It was all scheduled to go ahead, but then scheduling didn't work at all. But I had this character for Lander Stone, and he was this sort of ambitious dock worker who had sort of won a trident in a wager, but realistically he wasn't anything all that special. But he felt like he was going to become the Pirate King, all this stuff. And afterwards, I sort of really liked the character, and AI generated some images for Lander Stone, and I was like, okay, this guy is a cool character. And then anyway, the D&D campaign fell through, and I was just sort of left with this character that was sort of, still alive almost within my imagination. I was like, okay, given that I've got this cool character with an interesting name and a bit of a backstory, and I just so happen that I want to go down this pirate side of things with the series, it was like, okay, it was sort of a match made in heaven. And yeah, I guess all of my characters are, I mean, no one asked, but they're sort of like just little, almost snippets of ideas. Snippets of ideas and personality types. Some of them maybe have bits of aspects or bits of my personality. And they're just sort of, they're all inspired or based upon something generally, though. Yeah. Okay, so we got this bridge. I think it looks pretty cool. It looks sort of like a butterfly. It's got almost like wings and a structure, and it's got a little bit of a peak up here. I'm not sure what I should do with that. Should I sort of replace this rafter with maybe a campfire? Or should I just leave it open? I think I'm going to leave it open. Probably. But what I am going to do is I'm going to try and find something to use just to make it a little bit more interesting visually. I feel like some lights could be good. That looks awful. And that just completely removed it. Let's try the ochre. Is it ochre or ochre? I think it's ochre. then that makes me think of the vegetable okra, OKRA. So we'll try and get a few frog lights in. Okay. Covered bridges are quite fun. When you started building, I thought it might be multi-level. That was not what I wanted to do. I was holding shift, and I've just flashbanged the audience. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Covered bridges are quite fun. When you started building it, I thought it might be multi-level. I could do like have this walkway through here, and then have like a more all the way across. Or I could have like a bit of a tower here. But with this here, back to my previous post before I actually sang, I thought it was my... yeah. I'm doing good, but... I'm sorry. Hang on, I'll help you... It's like, you know when like you're staring up at a night sky, when you're sort of staring up at a night sky, and like you're looking at the stars, and your ability to see them is really based upon how long you've been adjusting, and then like, so someone shows you a torch and you just can't see any stars. But you got flashbang, and then you've got sort of like relaxation here. This is like the dark room you have to sit in when you got a headache. And we got Weasel Words in chat. Hello. Good morning. Okra, I've heard it pronounced ochre. Ochre. Oh, ochre. Ochre. That reminds me of Yoker, Y-E-K-E-R. Great comedy sketch by Limmy. I think it's Limmy. Yoker. Is it Yoker? I think it's Yoker. Yeah, Weasels in chat. If I go to /warp Weasel, you can see Weasel's face is actually, when it loads, somewhat recognizable because it's used as the setting for Eldros in the stories. Which is a very nice build. Never finished, sadly. You know, that could be done. Yeah, we've got this bridge now. I've added this, and that's... Let's go take a look. Let me show you guys around. So we've got the sort of, I guess it's basin valley of Thrisfell, and we got the super basic walls around the edges. Not quite cleaned those up yet. We've got these two watchtowers, which I think I need some sort of name for, like the twins in Game of Thrones, because there are two of them. They sit on either side of this cathedral. Then we're going to have this gate here, which has quite a nice reveal, flourishes. Yeah, flourishes into the cathedral. Weasel said in chat, still thinking about I'll come in and finish it one day. There's no rush or pressure. It's just it's a beautiful thing. It's not been completed. Okay, yeah, and then we've got our scale recreation Malaga Cathedral here, and then we've got the newly landscaped area all around. I was playing with that today, and we got this nice walkway, a whole bunch of leaves, not leaves, that's not the word, flowers, and then we've got this sort of waterway here. I was thinking of putting a waterway at the back here, but I think this cliff face is interesting enough, and I feel like we don't need another waterway after this. this one here, which is going to lead to a sort of plaza here, with a little bit of water on it, and maybe a bridge. And then we've got, just down here, what's my FPS at? 60, okay. And then we've got this sort of interesting cave overhang here, with a little bit of a pool, and it drains down into here. North keeps bringing up whether or not this would flood. Probably would. But I'm just going to ignore that because it looks good. Also, I feel like this is a more Mediterranean climate in this area, this city. At least that's what I'm telling myself it is. It's the exact same biome as Thaldrum, but yeah, I'm telling myself it's more of a Mediterranean climate, which I guess means that water is going to be less of a problem. More something they do want to keep around than something they want to get rid of. Okay, so right, we got this bridge here. I'm happy with that. That looks good. This tunnel is incredibly uninspired. One sec, I just have to... Yeah, this tunnel is incredibly uninspired. It's like, it's literally just a basic World Edit brush carved through the mountain, which does look kind of good with the, tower on top. And then you come through, and as you come through, you've got the cathedral here, and all the gardens around it. But the problem I have is it's so boring. It's such a boring tunnel. But one of the things I do like as well is it's going to connect up across these smaller islands all the way into our road network. Yeah, and then as well we've got to get this gate up here working, because I think there's going to be probably a winding path down there. That should be good. Hey, guess you could say it was boring to make. Yeah, I mean, it was actually kind of fun to make. It was just holding like a massive death laser that looks like a netherite hoe into the side of a mountain and watching it disappear. Like, it was fun to make. Oh yeah, this is the inside of the cathedral. But it wasn't, I don't know, it wasn't necessarily riveting. You know, I'd have made a whole, this would have been a whole video if it was a bit more special. You know, you got to make it stretch when you do a build. Yeah, okay. Right, so we got our bridge there now, that's cool. I'm a fan of that. We could do a bridge up here. We could do a bridge here. I think I'm going to leave that for now until I have a bit more of a plaza to operate in. What's my FPS at when I'm flying around like this? Like 30. Which isn't bad. It feels worse than it is. It feels kind of choppy on my screen. Okay. So yeah, these are the hardest part of the build, right? Because the real ones are like so much more detailed that it's like impossible. So these are the correct height and scale for the real world building, but they've got three levels with 3 sets of balconies here, right? So in total 9 balconies, and if I was to do that, it would not look great as well, because these 2 balconies are set at a 45-degree angle, and so it would be effectively 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we've not got room up there. Okay, so maybe we bring bring that down a block. Okay, but now we've not got room there. Okay, so we have to go for 3. Okay, so we'll go for 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. That's an okay amount. But then there's sort of no ability to add any detail in this. Like when they're a bit larger, you can get, in the very first basic instance, you can get the stairs there, just to make it a little bit more interesting. But when you're, packing in 3 balconies into such a small space like this, there is basically no wiggle room for detail, which isn't ideal. Is not ideal. One, two, three. Yeah, so I'm very unsure about this section of the building. It's not to say it can't be done correctly, but this is certainly one of the bits where it's like, you just sort of have to take the L. There's one of those in Tholdrum though that really gets to me, and I'm gonna fly speed 5. Right, so the issue I have with a lot of this stuff is, and I was looking at a building today actually in London, in real life, and it was just a I think it's called like Gibson Hall in the city, and it's such a level of detail. Like you would just be walking past a wall, and it would just be like just a wall like one of these is meant to represent, and it will have so many different carvings in the stone that it's sort of more intricate than the entire front face of this building, and it's in-game size would be about this big, the same as one of these blocks, and so you're missing sort of all that detail. You're missing all that detail. You just can't get it, and there's that chisel and bits mod where you can you can carve extra detail into a block, but even in one of these blocks, right, it's 16 pixels by 16 pixels, which means if that's a meter, 8 of these pixels is half a meter, 4 is 25 centimeters, 2 is 12.5, so it's 0.875 centimeters, or I guess about 3.5 inches for each one of these. And so if you have anything like really intricate, you're not going to capture it. Like this chain is, I mean this that's 2 pixels, so that's 6 inches across for that chain. I don't know, my math feels wrong though. How far is a meter in 36? Look, it's a big chain, all right? I'm not doing math anymore, right? But yeah, it's sort of sad getting to see the buildings up close, or getting to see them in that level of detail, and sort of realizing that no matter how hard you try on a build, you will never get the level of detail that actually exists in the real world. Like with this ship as well. I like it, but like the level of intricacy that should be on these guns, and all you can do is this cube that's half the size of a person. I don't know if such a mod exists, but it would be really neat if there was something that converted paintings into reliefs when placed on Stone block. Oh, wow. Paintings into reliefs when placed on stone blocks. So like it, when you say relief, like it almost chisels into the face of the rock. That is not a bad idea. Even if you could just do that with banners, with like banner templates, and use that as a relief onto the rock, like the level of detail you could add would be like, another example, right? These things, right? Just to be able to add that extra set of notches at the top and the bottom of those pillars, give it that extra depth, give it that slight gradient as we go from a 3 pixels to 5 pixels, up to 8 pixels, then up to a full block. Like that, just that level of smoothing there does so much. Like, because like you could even go for that gradient specifically. You can sort of fake it going to half of a trapdoor with the sign. Guess you could use a painting in the right angle to get it even to half of a sign. Yeah. So you can go half of a trapdoor in a sign, half of a sign in a painting. You can get the detail. Banners. Don't get me started on banners, right? I know I suggested banners. I'm going to go off on a tangent. Right, banners. Banners look great. I like banners. I'm a fan of banners. Let me find a banner. Right, let me find a banner. Right, here we go. This is my washing area. You know, you might want to do some laundry. Doesn't look good. And it's gone, right? Which is fine. You know, it's not the biggest deal, right? A little bit of bitmap or optimization, right? If you're recording on 30 FOV, in and out, right? These paintings, really, really cool on the side of this building. It's probably my fault for making the back of them bright blue, right? Because you really notice when they pop in and out. That is so annoying when that happens. What did I put on here? Let's use this fine. Must have been Brannigan's, but Glendelhorn's, Ladosian Sweets and Confectionery. Come home, see the great Mornington Cathedral. Not anymore. Right. Okay. Just saw the time. I have to go AFK while I take care of something, but I plan to be back. I hope you continue to have fun. Thank you very much for joining, Sleepiest Panda. I hope the artwork goes well. Yeah, I hope that goes well. I hope the project gets finished, if that's something it can be done today. Might not be possible to finish things, like some big projects. Yeah, see you when you return. If you return, I'll probably go to bed in probably about an hour. If not, have a very good day and a good morning. Right, so where were we at? We were in the city of Thrisvale. Let's head over there now. I've just tabbed out of the game. Not ideal. Right, we're back. Okay, so we're in the city of Thrisvale. You can see it loading in. And it looks pretty cool. What I need to do, though, is make it look even cooler. If it's possible. I think it may be. Right, so, what do we got? We got this tower here. We got the walls. Those are in a bit of state of disrepair. Thank you, and I hope I can, but just in case, rest well, and I hope tomorrow morning finds you well. I reached a good checkpoint. Good. Good. I assume the checkpoint is in reference to the art going well. In which case, I'm glad you reached a good checkpoint. Also, I have had 3 drinks today, so I actually had to send a message to North and be like, "Am I okay?" Yeah, I couldn't tell if I was coming across slightly odd on stream, but yeah, okay, cool. So we've got the road network for Thrisvale, and I sort of want to build this up with a few little buildings. I'm probably mainly just going to be planning things out, but I might have a play with some designs. So here's our block palette for Thrisvale. We got the sandstone of the cathedral, and we got the sandstone of the walls, and I sort of want those to be unchallenged for the buildings. I don't want everything to be sandstone because it's going to just completely drown everything out. But I don't want to, you know, go for like spruce and all my typical dark. Excuse me, who is that? Yeah, I don't want to go to my sort of particularly grey and dreary spruce colours, that type of thing, dark oak. So I'm going to be mixing in, I think, diorite and probably some different terracottas. Probably just these 2. And then, is there any other stones I might want to use? Probably andesite. Like I said, right, I'm going to be mixing those in for the sort of main structures of the buildings. I've just pressed the wrong button. Cool. And then for the roofs of the buildings, I'm going to be going more for an orangey colour. What is up with this fence here? LOL. There will be a fence somewhere that I need to take a look at. Right, so jungle. I don't really want a jungle roof. I think I'll take acacia roof. That's going to look good. You can sort of imagine that that's the building. Then we can go for red sandstone. That looks good. Then we can go for acacia granite. Granite, yep, that looks good. That granite is too similar to this light grey terracotta. We could use concrete powder. Concrete powder. Is anything else screaming out at me? Not really. Quartz is too plain, and it's also reflective in my shaders. Good sir. What is you doing? There he is. Right, yeah. So that's going to be my sort of block palette. We want to go for the sort of nice light colours for the buildings, but not sandstone, because that will detract from the walls and the cathedral. And then we've got the, could take a whirl of something over here. Head there now. Okay, right, so North wants to take a go at something over here. I'm saying go for it. Okay, yeah, so these are the buildings, materials we're going to be using. We're going to be using boom, boom, and Casa de Pescador. Oh, a fisherman's house? Yes, I think that's what that means, right. So I think North's going to be building a bit of a fisherman's house. And I'm going to be probably building something over here. Maybe back here. No, I'm actually gonna build something here. Oh, there's bees. There are bees. This is incredibly wholesome. Hello. Is it the animations mod I've got on? They're very graceful. They look like they're filled with helium. Oh. Excuse me, sir, are you home? Right. Where's the sheep? There's the sheep. That was too loud. Come here. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Never interrupt the live streams again. You can have your meat. No interest, mate. Okay, cool. So, we've taken care of that. We've got some bees around. The bees are nice. I like the bees. I'm thinking we sort of lean into that here. Maybe we build a bit of a shop of sorts. Maybe for honey. That type of thing. What do we think? What would a honey shop look like in these colours? I think it would be quite understated. Let me just fire up Pinterest quickly. Minecraft honey shop. That's probably a good prompt. Okay. These are all like super high fantasy ones, where they've got roofs made of honey or like massive green arched roofs. Not gonna do that, if I'm honest. Honey shops. Okay, no inspiration from there. We're just gonna roll with it, I think. So let's get ourselves some diorite. And it's all sort of in service of these guys. Not the sheep we dropped, but the bees. Because they're nice and I like them. Okay. So just going to put down just a little bit of a base for this one. I wonder if you noticed I did that. I was out of there so quick. Right. Okay, so we got this. It's probably going to be our shop level. And inside the shop level, I'm then going to go down a block. I think you noticed. We're going to leave this tree in here because that's where our bee friends live. Bee friend. Whoa. Whoa. Okay. Do you know why they're called bees? Because if you befriend them, they will be your friends. Didn't work. There's something there though, right? If we're... okay, I've got it. If we're not meant to make friends with bees, why is the word for making friends bee friend? Big think. That is a big think right there. I've also just realised... right, so... we're going to have the main sort of shop area, then we're going to have a nice little terrace just back here. And the terrace is going to have probably a few beehives, that type of thing, just to keep these guys happy. I caught that before you deleted that, Pat. Pat said that was a bad joke. It was not a bad joke. That was a good joke. Right. So yes, right, we've got this little terrace area right here. The issue is I'm building it out of diorite, which is definitely going to clash with all the buildings around. So I'm going to go for some mud brick, like so. And let's see what we can do. Oh, cool. They're dropping little health bars made of honey. Hello? Yeah, Pat says it was a bad joke. That wasn't a bad joke, alright? And it raises some genuine questions, you know? If we're not meant to be friends with them, why befriend? There you go, right. So, we got a little bit of a terrace going on here. It could be way better. So let's try and make it the latter of the two. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. So, also I was posted on the wrong account. I like the break block mod where you get the partials. What is that? That mod, it was actually deleted 4 days ago, so I can't tell you the name of this mod. Yeah, the mod actually got removed from the internet the moment I'd installed it. Yeah, okay, right. That is the physics set. It's the physics mod, right? Kind of weird, kind of a weird mod. And it's definitely a bit over the top with like its menus and stuff. But you can do different modes. So you've got fractured, which I find is annoying. Blocky's annoying. Particles is annoying. But crumbled voxels is good. I like this one. Only issue with crumbled voxels is you can see it's simulating all these like little pieces, like physics objects. When you world edit an entire region, it decides to make like 20,000 or however many of those there are, and the number of frames per second you have reduces very quickly. It's not ideal, but it is. It does look cool. So shelves. I got my chocolate biscuits. I didn't even have any of them. Right. 1, 2. Okay, that works. But we can go for a wall instead. North. How is, if you can hear, how is the Fisher person's house thing going? Fisherman. Is it man or mun? Right, because it's like workshopping, but it's like a lowercase w, so it's like workshopping. Oh, workshopping. That's very over the top of you. It's a weird way to talk, North. Why are you speaking like that? Right. It's very, very Mamma Mia-esque. Right. Okay, so I'm going to build this up a bit. And we've got the terrace area here. Rainbows of with my shaders pack, if we set it to raining and then not raining, that will happen. Okay, so yeah, very earthy brown tones. Then we're going to have a little bit of a terrace here. Let's try and make this prettier. Boom. Right, there's a little sort of standing area there. That's kind of cool. Okay, so we've got a little bit of a cool time friendship spot here for our good friends, the bees. And you can't see anything except for that. There's a lovely view of that there. I want to see this. I guess everyone in the city is going to want to be able to see this, though. Right? Like, it's going to be the centerpiece of the city. So if I make sure everyone has a sight line, this is going to look like a derelict, derelict area for nature. Like, all the trees are going to get cut down. Right. You can enjoy your terrace. You're not getting a good view unless you hang off to the side slightly. Okay. 1, 2, 3. There's going to be a little bit of a back alley here, right? This is the exit of their terrace to the side. Then you'd be able to go in here, into the shop, and buy some honey. Okay. Which means we probably need a shop front. You can see a shadow of a bee. There he is. Maybe we should name the bees. If anyone has any ideas for bee names, comments down below. And a quick message from my co-host. Hey, Google, what is the bee's name in the Bee Movie? Barry.
The main character's name is Barry B. Benson. His best friend is named Adam Flayman. Would you like to know more about the voice cast or the plot?
Yeah, okay, I do actually want to know more about this movie. Do you know the fella in Bee Movie where, like, his missus is like, oh, I like a bee now, he's kind of cool, let's play tennis together. What depths did he go to?
In the Bee Movie, the weather...
This is why AI is never going to be a thing. It can't keep up with me. It thought I was done speaking. And... YouTube made me go to an ad break after telling that joke. I'm sorry, man. Chat rate, views. I don't know how to turn those off. I might consider doing that, though. If I can figure out how. But if I do, I'll have to tab out, and that will stop the stream. Next one, we will not have any of that stuff. We will just be enjoying the stream. Okay. Right, so we've got this. This leads through here to our honey salesperson. Cool. Right, that might be a back alley. That might be a proper walled garden. I don't know. But this is going to be our shop right here. Which means we're going to need a ton of details. I did say I didn't like quartz, but this is a good time to use quartz. Right, this looks like not great, but this is a lot smoother. It's not bad. It's likable. We're going to under trim that with some andesite. And we'll get some andesite in there. Then we'll get a wall. Polished deep slate wall. We'll get a dark oak fence. 3 of them. Lantern. Okay. We can turn this into a very good looking shop window. I'm going to go for a pale oak. Actually, are there any better shelves? That is such a lovely colour. Just the wrong hue. Well, I guess it's a little bit too bright. If it was more like a... Where is the block? That I quite like the colour of. If it was a wood version of the colour of these, oh, that would be good. Yeah, unfortunately, it's not. Okay, this is cool. I like it. But I need my building area. I'm going to need this. Okay, chiseled quartz. It's going to be also chiseled quartz. It's going to give us a little bit of depth. Yes, right, a little bit of depth. And we're going to get a little bit of that. We're going to go full quartz for this shop front. Where are the quartz pillars? Okay. Kimetsu Joe. Inca Raids. Inca Raids has given us 5 pink smiley hands. I'm guessing that's a wave. Hello, Inca Raids. Engage with your audience. Start a Q&A. Ooh, start a poll. Oh, that's yes or no. I don't want that. Q&A. B names. Start Q&A. Questions list. I do not know what I'm doing. Right. Hello, Inca Raids. I'm currently trying to build a honey shop in Minecraft. I can see you've waved to me, and I'm going to take that to mean that you might have some suggestions on what we should call our bees, because we have got a lovely, lovely city over here. I've decided that we're going to build a honey shop, and North is building a fisherman's house. And I'm looking forward to seeing how his turns out. But, you know, having bees, I'm going to need some names for them. So, yeah. That's now your job. That's your job now. You may not have wanted that job, but it's yours, nonetheless. And be... I'm getting out of the chair for this one. My legs hurt because of the gym. Ugh. Right, Beyonce. Beyonce wins. And we'll get an anvil. We're doing this now. I don't have time for anything else. How did we spell Beyonce? Beyonce. Lol, that was from an SMP friend. LOL. Oh. What do you mean when you say an SMP friend? Is that like a friend that you played on an SMP with? Beyonce. Right, Beyonce. Here you go. Excuse me? Was she just like, look, I see you're trying to name me my friend, but I'm having none of that. Just went inside. Ah, a friend that you played with. Let me read that properly. Yes, a friend on an SMP I play on. She's great with animal names.
Mm.
You should get her to join this server, because I'm terrible. All of my animals tend to have names like Greg or Sean. Come on out. Where's this bee? I need this bee. How get bee out? Right, we're gonna have to wait for Beyonce to come out of her own accord. We've got the name tags. Yeah, okay, so we have got an opportunity here to make a lovely little honey shop, and we've just got the good name suggestion for Beyonce for the bee, which I've got the name tag ready. But we do need to work on this building because Beyonce has... Oh. Yes, we've done it. Be free. Well, don't be free. Enjoy your home. Okay. Cherry trapdoors. I'm liking that. Not quite perfect, though. Let's go and get some glass. My bees have weird names. The best IV starter and 18 gauge needle. Is that because they can inject, like give you a little prick capable of breaking the skin? Is that like a... Is this like a... That's too bright, first of all. Is that like a medical joke? This one's not got a name. Lol, little... Language? Language? Oh, because of this... Okay. Yeah, I thought it was going down that line. Yeah, I mean, the glass here is too pink. Too pink. Too pink. I would never say... I don't consider that a swear. I've never sworn on this channel, I never will. Yes, medical... Yeah. Right. Underscore... yeah, so medical joke. I find it so interesting that like all different fields have like different jokes for them, and like yeah, like there's this old joke. It's how do you tell if someone's a plumber or a electrician, and you ask them to say a word, and the word is either pronounced unionized or unionized. It might be a chemist. I don't know. It's a joke, and basically it spelt the same, reads differently depending on whether, you know, what field you're in. I guess everyone has those. Okay, so let's try and turn this into a bit more of a pretty little building. Oh. So yeah, we also have a second B. That needs a name. We've got Beyonce. And then... Hello, Beyonce. Barry. We could do Barry. We could do Barry. It just makes me think of the movie Four Lions. Beyonce. Oh, hello. What are you? Are you... Okay, you're going to be Barry. G. Yes! Beyonce and JB. Yeah, okay, that was right there as well. It was right there. You know, you put the... name tag. JB. Okay, Beyonce and JB. Oh, I've just had an amazing idea. We're gonna call this shop Knowles. Knowles, because it sounds like an old-timey shop name. The Knowles family. But really, it's just a Beyonce reference. I guess it's not a reference, it's just her name, isn't it? Okay. Cool. So yeah, we do also have a very creative server. It is a creative server, but people can play on survival if they want to. No one's gonna come and bother them. I started off playing in survival, but with making videos, it's such a long process to just gather materials, and it's not serving anyone really. Like if I had people in my comments like, look, we want to watch the we want to watch the strip mining for 12 hours while you find amethyst geodes or whatever. I'd put that out, but no one really wants to watch that. At least I don't think so. But then if you do want to watch that, I think there are people that do it better than I do. Whereas what I'd like to do is these sorts of things. Cathedrals. Yeah. That's what I'm working on. This is what I prefer doing. I feel like if you want to watch a big survival where everyone's playing legit and yeah. What I've seen videos are more focused on more building focused rather than interaction focused. Yeah, I mean, I'd like to do sort of interaction stuff where like I turn up and I respect my friends' builds, but like people aren't always around, and if I make that the bread and butter of the videos, I don't want to. I don't want to have to be like, oh, when are you guys getting on? I need to make videos. Like, I just want my friends to enjoy what they're doing, Which is why I keep breaking it. Mean. It's for the content, North. All right. Imagine you're trying to enjoy a nice day out with your family, right? Maybe you're on Venice Beach with your family. You saved up for years for this vacation, and you thought, I'm just going to have a good time on vacation. But what you didn't know is that actually there is a super epic YouTube prankster in your vicinity, and he's here to walk up to your daughter and just say really weird things, because isn't he so funny? It's all for the content. I'll cry if I spend years to save money to go to Venice Beach. I mean, you might well do, but if there's a super epic YouTube prankster in your midst, you just have to take whatever they do to you. Maybe you're running a restaurant and they walk in, knock over the tip jar. That's cool, because they're a prankster. What's the guy called? What was the person called? There were so many of those back in the day. I feel like it's going to come back, though. I feel like in the whole prank thing's sort of soured now, but I reckon in like 2 or 3 years, it's going to come back with like a real like I don't know, new lease of life, and everyone's going to be like, hey, we're doing pranks again. Oh, it's the random Shiba. Venice Beach is a bad vacation to save up for. Yeah, that's the sort of stuff I'm on about, North. Yeah, Venice Beach, I feel like for me, it sounds like a good time, just because I've seen it in like GTA, and I mean, for me to go to Venice Beach, if I just woke up tomorrow, I'm going to go to Venice Beach. It's going to cost me like £1,000 just for the flights. Yeah, hey, random Shooper, welcome to the chat. We're doing a spotter building, in a live stream, which isn't something I've done for a while. We're here in the city of Thrisvale with our wonderful new cathedral as it's underway, and you can see I've put all this plant life around it, and including this waterway. And but use your £1,000 to go to a better place than Venice Beach. I would probably go pretty much most places other than there. But like, I don't know, kind of looks cool because I've seen it in video games. Yeah, North is over here building a fisherman's hut. And I'm over here. Well, okay, hang on, we got 3 bees now. I wasn't prepared for 3 bees, which is good news. Because random Sheila, that means you get to name one of our bees. So far, we've got Beyonce and JB. And we're in need of another name. What's Beyonce and JB's? Do they have children? I don't know, I don't want to presume. I assume they do. Blue Ivy. Funnily enough, I'm not calling a bee that. Hang on, what are the... Here we go. There you go, there's the Blue Ivy. Where is this extra bee? World's youngest chart-topping artist. Ooh. I go to Venice Beach about 10 times a year. That's just because it used to be home. Oh. I'm guessing you're not too far from it then, if you're still heading around that way. We also need a name for this rabbit. Oh, I had a rabbit called Seymour in my 5 hours. That's a long way to go. Although I guess, yeah, like you say, it's a weekend drive, so like 10 times a year. That's like once a month. Also, Americans, you guys drive like mad. And that's not an insult. It's like, oh yeah, it's a 7-hour drive. It's like, yeah. You guys think that's normal, whereas like here it's like 3-hour drive is sort of like you're really pushing it. Don't know. I think it's different expectations of driving. Okay, right. We got Beyonce, JB. They might kiss. That'd be okay if they did. They're married. I did 2,300 miles in 4 days on my bike when I moved out here. 2,300 miles on 4 days? Would you live at the top of a big hill? How have you done that? 2,300 miles, 4 days. Right, so that's 1150 per 2 days. That's 600 miles a day. That is crazy. Let's go over to my co-host, Google Gemini. Not sponsored. Hey Gemini, I'm in London. I need to go somewhere 600 miles away. Where can I reach? Don't dox my address, don't dox my address, don't dox my address, don't dox my address, don't dox my address.
Approximately 600 miles from London, you can reach several vibrant European capitals and unique domestic islands.
Okay, I'm going to pause it in case it reads my address. Berlin, Copenhagen, Milan, Toulouse, Shetland Islands, Prague. Well, we know which one there is the worst. Shetland Islands. They're probably lovely. But imagine, it's like, oh yeah, you can go anywhere you want within 600 miles. Yeah, I'm just going to go to these really remote islands off the north of Scotland. They're probably way more. What is this? Copenhagen. Oh, Copenhagen mentioned. Is that in chat? Yeah. What was I saying? What on earth have I been saying? If I lived in Europe, I would be in a different city every other week to visit for a couple of days. Yeah, I know a lot of Americans. They come over to the UK, and it's like they'll come across to London. And it's like, yeah, we're just gonna head across to France tomorrow. It's like that is really cool, and it's a really good attitude. Because like for me, I'm not like, oh, I need to go and see France, because unfortunately, when I wake up, it will still be there tomorrow. You know, I can always go and not want to see it tomorrow. You know, but I feel like with Americans, because it's such a distance, if you come and do one, you may as well, you know, get them all done. But yeah, I think you sort of take for granted what's on your doorstep. Like this one here, this cathedral in Malaga, it feels so special. But at the same time, I've never gone to, there's a city in the UK called Lincoln. And supposedly it has one of the most beautiful cathedrals in the country. I've never been to Lincoln. I've never gone to go and look at Lincoln Cathedral. I probably should go and do that. I probably won't do that. I don't think of Sweden much, but when I do, that's good. But yeah, I mean, if you ever do live in Europe, definitely try and do as much as you can. You can skip France though; it's not particularly relevant. But it's like a lot of Europeans that have here when I lived in Cali, they all wanted to go to as many places as possible. I was like, I can go later. Yeah. It's such a thing. You live somewhere and the novelty runs out so fast that you never do any of the tourist things at all. When I was at university, a few of my housemates, they wanted to do all of the tourist things that they should have done as a tourist in the last sort of 2 weeks before going back. I didn't really do all that stuff. But at the same time, I didn't feel like I needed to. I probably should have though. But then, I don't know. I feel like the reason you sometimes do touristy stuff is because you're trying to get a feel for a place. But if you've lived somewhere for 3 years, you know, you've really imbibed is it imbibed? I think that's the word. Imbibed yourself in the culture and the place. The tourist stuff, which is almost like a taster, it's like going wine tasting almost, but for a place. It sort of falls away and becomes a little bit less necessary. You know, it's like you don't have to speed run Liverpool any % completion. Or, you know, you don't have to speed run Manchester any % completion. You don't have to speed run London any % completion, because it's like, you know what it's about. Okay. It's like a lot of Europeans normally live in Cali. I've read that one, yeah. I have been through France back when I was in the military. Didn't care for it. Oh, yes. Yes. This is what we're talking about. Okay. First of all, two incredible B suggestion names here. Two incredible suggestions, really. And we've even managed to get Blue Ivy involved, right? So we've got Beyonce, JB, and Blue Ivy, as you can see here. But you've also just said you don't care for France, and very much enjoy that. Okay, Ireland was dope. Germany was pretty cool as well. I like Germany. I've never... I thought you were talking about me for a minute, wasn't it? Yeah, Ireland was dope. Germany was pretty cool as well. I like Germany, been to Germany. Never been to Ireland. Never been to Ireland. But all the Irish people I've spoken to, maybe they're trying to keep it a secret from me, because I am, unfortunately, in their eyes, an Englishman. And that could be it. They're trying to keep it out of my hands. They don't want me to go near it. But I really should go. But it's also like, it almost feels so close to home that it doesn't feel like anything in particularly special. Germany's good though. I like Germany. It feels just different enough that it's exciting, but it doesn't feel like it's a completely different place. I'm not into tourist vibe when I travel. I travel for food, a bit of history while I'm at it. I made a joke in a cab I took to the airport about how I think I could have conquered France with the spork from my lunch, and the driver got kind of mad. I mean, I don't think you're wrong. Yeah, I don't think you're wrong. You know, give me and the lads a crate of beer. We'll have it sorted out. But yeah. That being said, there are some parts of France which are genuinely beautiful, like the south of France. Some of the really rural bits. They're like, it's just like sort of, from what I've seen, it's just really beautiful. Very expensive, which I guess is probably a suggestion of its beauty, you know. People very rarely pay so much to live in not so great place, except for London. Okay, we've got a little bit of a shop going on here, but it feels a little bit too boxy now, I think. So what I'm gonna do, I'll place that there, but I'm gonna cut this across here now. I'm going to cut that across there. I mean, people pay to live in Phoenix, and I'm still trying to figure out why. Phoenix, I'm guessing that's Phoenix, Arizona? I have no frame of reference for Phoenix and whether that is good. The birds are pretty cool. I'll give you that. But that's definitely the part of America where it's like a different world for me. Yeah, I think that's in Arizona. Okay. So yeah, I felt like this top of this was a bit too bulky. So I'm sort of stripping it back. I didn't want it to feel like just a straight up building where it goes all the way up. I wanted it to feel a little bit more interesting. So that's what we'll do. I'm going to try and make that a little bit more curious. Okay, so that can come back to there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Phoenix, Arizona. It's brown and dusty and hot, like over 110 5 weeks straight in summer, and a good deal of 120 Fahrenheit days too. That does not sound fun. Maybe people... Maybe people want to be in the cities there because you really need the sort of air conditioning and all that type of stuff. I certainly wouldn't want to be in that weather without it. Okay. 43 and 4. Oh, thank you. You've converted them into Celsius for me. My dad always taught me how to do it. I think I'm generally pretty good at sort of estimating. It's not like a exact thing. So I can sort of read the Fahrenheit scale. Not perfectly, I'd admit, but good enough to know that 110 is not good. And 120 is very not good. Okay, so this is interesting. I don't do great with tenths, but I do pretty well with metric measurements. I do okay with some imperial measurements. Trying to think what my worst one is. Like the measurement where I'm like, okay, that I cannot get my head around that. There's in weight measurement, imperial versus metric. There's pounds and ounces, but in the UK we use stone. And so someone will be talking about their weight and they'll say like, yeah, I weighed 13 stone. And I'm like, what? That one gets me. Ounces, I find ounces sort of annoying. It's just like, just decimalize the pound figure. Like, I guess they're kind of useful. I don't know. There's no real use for me for an ounce of anything. Like 28 grams. 28 milliliters of water. Yeah. Yeah, like what am I going to do with 28 grams of anything? It's not going to be much. I guess like a can of Monster energy drink would be like 20 ounces. It's 500 ml. / weather sun. Let's get rid of that. And we'll go for, I think we'll go for red sandstone for this one. Okay. Oh, we've got a roof here. This is going to be a very bright roof, but it's going to be cool. Yeah, we use lbs and ounces, unless we're baking, then it's grams. Yeah, you got to be precise in baking, man. It's like, oh, we were off by a fraction of a, fraction of an ounce, and now it's like ruined. It's like, that's not great. It's baking's one of those things, if it's worth doing, it's worth doing properly. You don't want to like spend all that time and it not like taste as good as possible. Like if it's a 2-hour process with an extra hour of waiting, like to just eyeball the amount of like, I don't know, yeast or amount of salt you need, and then it's just doesn't taste good. It's like, what a waste. Alright, we have nearly got a finished roof on this bee house. I think that looks pretty snazzy. It doesn't look quite great though. It's not like Bajoom, what a nice house. It's just like, yeah, it's there. Is it too much? Is it too much diorite? Or is it this section where it joins the roof? I feel like this is a mess. That's maybe better. That might be better. Okay, we might be getting somewhere. Okay. How's that? Is that actually any better? Or did I just think it was going to be better? You know what? It's not perfect, but what we can do, if in doubt, leaf it out. Okay, so we're going to have like this sort of side road. Hello, Beyonce. We have this sort of side alley, which does present us a little bit of an opportunity. Okay. JB? Have some flowers. Here we go. Do you think? Come on. No? Oh well. Yes, we got let's build it right. I think some greenery is going to really add to this one. Okay, so we'll go for vines from there. And we'll go 1, 2. Okay. Right, let's get some vines on the go. And then we'll get a button. We'll get a little button going on there. And then it's a bit better. If I get some mossy cobble. Okay, so that's looking a little bit more human as a design. Okay, that's better. Okay. That does not look bad at all. Did we put those in there? Like that. Okay. We're getting somewhere with this. So replace the grass with birch planks, like so. And then we'll go and grab some slabs. I like to imagine that this is probably the home of the people who run the shop, as well as the shop itself. So we'll grab that. We'll give that a nice sort of cut off. Like so. Okay, gotta go make the wifey some food. Catch you later, homie. Have a good rest of the stream. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you for being here. I hope the food is good. Okay, so we got this. Okay, right. We got a little bit of a cool building going on here, but it's just doesn't feel quite right yet. We will get there. Okay, start by lighting it up. If we can get it a little bit brighter, it might pop a bit more, without actually having to change anything too substantive about it. Go for those lights there. Okay, that looks a little bit warmer. Where does it feel silly? It's the roof, really, isn't it? It feels like it comes out a bit much, and it's not like a regularly shaped roof. Yeah, that might really be it. That might really be the problem. Yeah, we'll leave it for now. It's okay for now. Right, I want to add a chimney at some point in this building. Maybe here. Maybe here. Let's go and grab some plant pots. There we go. And then if I go and grab these, we can sort of put that there. Looks like it's almost strapped around that. There we go. That looks a little bit better now, actually. That chimney's added some... certainly added some distraction from that side roof being a bit dodgy. I kind of want it to be a bit dodgy, though. I don't want it to be a perfect building. This isn't a perfect building at sea. It's a place where they make the honey. You know, it's not the cathedral. Okay, let's shape these gardens a little bit more. There we go. Okay, I'm just going to chuck an absolute ton of these down. looks like. So it seems to be what the flower's like. So we'll try and keep them relatively pleased. It's not what the flower's like, it's what the bee's like. I'll go for that one there. Then we'll grab a smooth sandstone stair there. Get a few lights on this thing. Let's see how that's looking. You know what? That looks okay. It's quite a sweet little building, that. Yeah, I'm okay with that. Yeah. That's not bad. And that's the Knowles Apiary. Just opening some biscuits. Man, am I tired. I don't know what happened. Last 30 minutes, I've just gotten super tired. It is 3 AM. So yeah, what do we think of this building? I'm a fan. I think it looks pretty good. I just alt-tabbed out of the game. Yeah, it's not my finest work. It's not my finest work, but it's not supposed to be. Yeah, not supposed to be the biggest building. It's just supposed to be good. And I think it is. You know? Room for improvement, but enjoyable. Oh, hello. Sepia's Panda, hello, you've returned. Hope the art project went well. April came out awesome. Hope you had hope you enjoy a well-earned rest. Yeah, I will be heading to bed soon. The colour scheme is fun, honestly. Coziness is important too. Hello, I have. Good. Good. I'm just having a chocolate biscuit right now. You can see this is what North has been building. And then, yeah, that's what I've built. Mine has been pretty simple, but I quite like this color scheme we're gonna have. We're gonna have the lights and the orangey roofs, and then we're gonna have the cathedral here in sandstone, and then the only other sandstone will be the very outer walls of the city. And so it will be both the center and the ends sandstone. Everything else is everything else. Yeah, it seems like a lumber mill. I don't think it's so much of a contrast though, because we got sandstone for the center, but then everything else is going to be these 3 bottom ones for the main structures of the buildings, but I want the roofs to all be this sort of orangey color, orangey gradient all the way around. So So certainly from above, it's going to be very much in keeping. The distance between this strip jungle log and the white terracotta here is going to be minimal, and then the stone brick andesite is basically the same shade, really. So yeah, it's going to step just slightly outside of that color scheme, but I think it's going to look great. And I think for it to look natural, you do have to use a few more blocks. So you can see I've worked in some mossy cobblestone here, and a little bit of quartz, and also some pale oak. I think just having that little bit of extra lets you do a whole bunch more. Okay, so subtle variations will add nice texture and dimension to the city, and uniformity is nice, but sameness can cause details to be lost. I mean, if I go to warp, yeah, I think we have the opposite problem in Tholdrum. Yeah, uniformity is definitely not our problem, but we have another kind of problem. There's too much in different tones going on, sorry. Exactly, yeah. Too much variation doesn't feel cohesive. That's exactly what I would say if I hadn't gone out for drinks earlier. And so that's sort of what the project down here to do was to go, okay, you know what, there are going to be standards. There is going to be a set of standards in Tholdrum, and it's going to be, this valley is going to be, hang on, this colour. Right, it's like the flashbang from earlier. This colour, right? And it didn't feel cohesive at all. And then coming through and just, really sort of shaping this up to match this, I think it's done so much for the city. And then that's going to continue on as well. This is going to be known as the White Keep. And it's going to be a lot of sort of big, strong white buildings like this, like boom, boom, boom. There's not going to be any small little buildings like this here. So it's just going to be the big ones, the sort of overly ambitious ones. I want this sort of entire plateau to sort of scream what's the word? That, like, sort of decadence, but not decadence in the it's nice way. In the, basically, I want it to look like whoever's built this is trying to overcompensate, shall we say? Yeah, opulence. Yeah, it's a vanity project. There we go. The exact word I was thinking for was vanity project. Like, I want the White Keep to be a vanity project for the characters within the story. Whereas the Grey Keep over here, it's going to be sort of militarized to the teeth. Like, I'm planning that this is going to be like absolute sort of cannons, everything. But then the inside is going to feel very, very much a mess inside, but within the confines of the of the castle. This, I don't know how I feel about this. I think this is my least favourite of the big builds in Thaldrum. Controversial take. But I don't feel like it's going to be controversial. I've never heard anyone be like, oh, I really like the castle. I've never heard anyone say it's really good. I don't think it's good. I don't think it's a good build. But yeah. Yeah, not a fan of this castle. I think it needs a little more time in the oven is all. Yeah, maybe. Maybe. One thing I have been thinking to do is to come and revisit this now that we've got the all the new pale oak things. So this, it just doesn't look good, right? And if we could pull off the kind of improvement that we've done to the front of this cathedral, right? The front of this cathedral mapped in terms of the level of improvement between A and B onto this, that could be good. One thing as well, I haven't done any of the doop-a-doop-a-doo towers here. This tower, that tower, haven't been done. I did try and reshape this one a little bit. You can see some of the slightly newer elements in there, but like a fence and a few shelves here and there, it hasn't made that big of a difference. Obviously it's a very small area, but I feel like here and here, because it is, I guess, entire wall faces of diorite there, that would make a huge difference. And then also coming over here, that could make a big difference here. But one thing I really don't like about pale oak, can you see it? It's pink, right? It's pink. You look at pale oak, it's pink. Obviously it's not going to be as pink as that, but the pinkishness of it, it's pretty much the exact in between there and there. So you got well, this is a bad example, but because of the shadows in my texture pack, you got A, B, C. It doesn't feel like a truly good colour. Hello, Hillcrow, how you doing? Welcome to the chat. We're just discussing some of the builds we've done on the server. Yeah, I was slow, but exactly, it looks like it looks good in a composition with other warm colours, cherry especially, but with a cooler, stonier palette, not so much. Yeah, so like here, you can really feel the pink here. I don't know why, it just this bit here. It's probably the lighting, but you can really feel that sort of pinkishness around there. You can get, very subtle hints of it here. It's not too much, but for some reason here really feels like that sort of pinkish colour. And it sort of just gives everything, because the colour on it, it's sort of got the colour of like just slightly not cooked enough chicken. It's like salmonella inducing chicken. So yeah, not a fan of the pale oak. It's good, but it's not the best. Hello, Hillcrow. Sorry, Hiltcrow. It's on my other monitor, so it's quite far away. I'm going to show you some of the other things we got on the server. So the main thing in the thumbnail is this is a Thrisvale, and Thrisvale is it's sort of like a Spanish themed, more Mediterranean area of the server. You can see we've got this cathedral here, and it sits in this basin of vegetation. And I've been doing a little bit of work on this today, but I think it looks pretty good, and I'm really excited to see where this project goes. But I'm not the only person on the server, so it is worth showing you. /warp Gruntskull, and this was made by our good friend on the server, Rainer Zufel, and this is it's sort of like a Viking settlement. You can see here, you've got this wonderful bridge. I'm quite fond of this bridge. Yeah, and then I guess the pièce de résistance is the Hall of Heroes up here, right? You got the crows, you got the wolves. I really like this build. It's sort of like the Viking counterpart to my cathedrals. You know, like that looks horrible from that angle, but yeah, it's definitely the counterpart. They're fearsome dance partners, that's for sure. And it is just an absolute. My favourite thing I think about this build, as much as it is beautiful, are these crows. They are they are so good. Just the way they sit on that angle. 1 sec. Yeah, sorry, just had to tab out. The way they sit on that angle, you just catch a hint of their eye. It's like they're giving you just a little bit of side eye. So I'm very much a fan of the city of Gruntskull, which is a Viking sort of tribe. Okay, next one. North Sea Settlement. This was built by a friend of mine. I've known North, as I know him. I've known him for about 10 years now. And this is the city of Ladigan as it loads in. And at first it was just this sort of really basic island. And he's built it all the way up to being this lovely island, plus a few different things around it. So we've got some lighthouses, some farms, sort of like a plaza with a train station. Hiltcrow says, in love with the crows, actually. I mean, clues in the name there. Hiltcrow likes the crows. I love the crows. They are so good. Then we got this cool church, which definitely could look a lot better. I built it. It's not very good. Yeah, it's not my best work in terms of the old churches and cathedrals. You can see just the edge of my city there. And then you can see as the two meet here. I'm not really sure what I was doing in this area. It never really became anything, but it was fun to play with. Warp. Now this was I don't know if you ever saw this, Hillcrow. I built a scale recreation of Liverpool Anglican Cathedral in this city, and then I blew it all up with TNT because it was relevant to a story. I've still got the schematic saved. I wouldn't let it go to waste like that. But at the moment in this world, it is destroyed. But if you look up this Liverpool Anglican Cathedral, you'll see this absolutely amazing, largest in the UK, beautiful Gothic cathedral. And you'll see sort of the where I was going with it, and it was literally to scale. So, you know, same height, same everything. And I wish I had a photo or something I could just cut to. Yeah, this city was ruined for the stories I tell. But we can restore it later. Okay, yeah, so we're back to Thrisfell, where I did just finish building an apiary. And this is the Knowles apiary, because it's got two very important bees, JB and Beyonce. Hello, Builder's Mail. How's it going? Oh, what did I just do? Does right-clicking a sign? Oh, I see what I did. I am incredibly silly. I've right-clicked this. Donk. There's not really much I can do about that. I just have to make sure not to do that again. So we got Knowles apiaries. And we can make that nice and highlighted. And same on this side. Very nice. Maybe we do an interior. I never do interiors, but I think we're going to. Okay, so we got a little bit of a counter. Let's get some stairs in. I feel this is going to look like a till. Yes, that's what we like. Obviously, we got a little bit of a apiary bee type thing going on here. What are we going to sell? We're going to sell cakes and honey. So let's go and grab a cake. And where else would you put a cake? Put it in the shop window like that. There we go. We're going to get rid of that. We're going to get a pale oak log. Stripped, of course. We're going to get a pressure plate. Boom. So we've got a little bit of a counter. I feel like we need some detail here. Not quite sure what yet, so we'll leave it. Maybe that. Nope. Maybe, but then we've got a little bit of an opening there, which I'm not too keen about. Keen on. There we go. Right. Cake can go there. Got a second cake over there, and then we need some sort of functional block, something that can go between those cakes. Hello, baking the fettuccine. We're currently working on a little bit of a apiary and bakery here. So if you know how to make fettuccine, that could actually be of use. And hello, Builder's Mail. Okay, so we got this sort of counter area. Good. The ceiling's not great. I'm getting distracted, right? Let's go and find ourselves something to go alongside those cakes. I'm getting distracted. And then what could we put alongside the cakes? I'm not sure how this is going to look, but we're going to go with that. Does that look like something nice and edible that you would have in the cake shop window? I'm not entirely sure. Either way, what we are going to do, item frame, glow item frame, cookie. is it shift right clicked with an empty hand with this plugin? Ta-da! Right, there's a cookie there, a cake, and a pickle. We've got a lovely little counter. One thing we want to do though is we do want to make sure we've got a little bit of separation here. So we're going to grab just a pillar there, and that across. And of course this is going to be a honey and cake shop. So we've got a few more things to sell in here. I need some nice stairs. I could open my inventory. I'm just going to take some. Okay. Cool. So we've got a little bit of a counter here. What's that we're looking at? Birch slab. More. Cool. 1, 2. And if we're going to sell honey, we should probably have some bottles of honey all the way at the back here. We've got 8 people in chat, which is, I think, the most I've ever had in a live stream. So thank you all so much for being here. Hope you're doing all right. And if we haven't met before, just drop a little message in chat, say hi. Okay, so we've got this shelf here. We've got these bottles of honey in the back, like so. Get rid of those for now. Do a little bit of moulding on there. That wall's okay, it can stay. But maybe some furnaces, something like that in the background. Oh, excuse me, sir. Right, let's grab ourselves a door. Let's get a nice mangrove. There we go, lovely. And then, right, we do still need some lighting up here. So I think the 1, 2. Excuse me, sir. Right. So we've got a lovely little shop here. We can do some baking, that type of thing in here. I think that looks pretty good, but we do need, I don't know, we need some products for these shelves down here. So if we can grab some honey, like so. And we go 1, 2, 2, 2. Okay. Right. So we've got the Knowles apiaries. And if we grab a quick pot, just to finish us off inside, we'll grab some azalea leaves, and we'll grab some azaleas. And we might get a little friend as well. Okay. And we'll just do NPC name. There we go. We've got a little beach in here. But of course we do need someone to work here. So we're going to go for NPC create 6. I was going to say 6, 7, 8. We'll just do 6, 7. It's a very topical, trending number. There we go. Cool. So we've got a cool little shop here. This window is literally pointless because you can't see out of it anyway. So we may as well just clean that up a little bit. And we've got all of our wonderful cakes. You see, we've got all of our cakes. We've got cake, cookie, sea cucumbers, sea pickles. That's not going to be good. But all bottles of honey from the apiaries. And then we've got a little bee friend sitting there. It feels so warm and cozy in there. Good. That's what we like to hear. It's a little bit too bright, a little bit too clinical, I think, maybe. Maybe if we get some cherry. I like the bee friend. Good. I do too. It needs a name. It needs a name. Because outside, we've got 2 bees, 2 very important bees. Where are they? They've just gone inside for bed. Time's at 12:50. Come on, get to work. Up you get. Yeah, we got 2 Bs in here. Right, we got Beyonce, and we've also got JB. Can I? Right, okay. Yeah, we got. There we go. Beyonce and what? We got 2 Beyoncés. Well, hang on a second. Hang on. Excuse me, sir. Excuse me. What are you doing? Excuse me, sir. Dang, you're still here. Yeah, I am. It's -2 degrees Celsius outside, and it's 3:30 a.m. I just saw a fox outside the window. I know you like foxes. You're a big fan of foxes. Okay, yeah, a little bit more warmth in here. That is a... What if we made the floor just a little bit heartier? Just a little bit of a heartier floor. Because it's very... Yeah, you're not really looking at the floor from here. Yeah, we'll try it anyway. What's the worst that could happen? What is the worst that could happen? Dark oak planks, there we go. Now I can hear the foxes making noises, which if you've ever lived near foxes, you will know is horrible. They make horrible noises. Okay, let's get rid of this. Okay, I'm going to try and frame away a lot of things that we don't want people to look at using dark. How's that? Okay, that's not bad. It's not great, but I feel like I'm going somewhere, and if I let myself reach a destination, it might be worth the journey. So let's give it a go. Okay, that's... What do we think, chat? Better? Better? More with the dark at the top, the bottom, and in the far back here. I think it makes the counter pop more. Love it. Hilt cow? Sorry, hilt crow. It would be weird if you were a cow after we just discussed crows. Baking the fettuccine, yes. So we got the Sleepiest Panda, yes. Right. We got the opinion of a certified crow enjoyer, Hilt Crow. We got a opinion of a professional baker, specifically of the fettuccine variety. And then we have a panda who's very sleepy, and yet he stayed awake long enough to write us a comment. I think that's an absolute win, and in situations of absolute winning like this, we celebrate. You'll never know. Unless he's typing. Yeah, he didn't know. He didn't know about those. He didn't know about those ones. Yeah, I've done that time in like 10 times this stream. You just fly over, you just nab a block quickly. Yeah. I mean, I am a little bit mischievous, but if he tries to do it to my builds, I genuinely wouldn't notice. Like this roof, right? There is nothing about this roof that is even. Words, they escape me. There is nothing about this roof that is even. Look at it from above. What shape is this? It doesn't have a shape, right? It's just got a vibe. And that's what we say when we're not good at building. And we've done our best. Very cool. But yeah, if you just take out part of the chimney. It's meant to be like that. Okay, so we've got our cool little wonky roof. It is one extremely wonky roof. I mean, even this. Look, it's not even even. All there. I get it. I feel like I never measure out builds. It's all vibes. Nothing is ever symmetrical. I mean, you got that. You realise, yeah. Nothing's ever symmetrical. I mean, sometimes at some builds I thoroughly plan. You know, everything's like measured out. You know, with diagrams and sort of architectural drawings. When I'm saying that, I don't do architectural drawings. I find architectural drawings online. Like, you can see all of the different lines here for this cathedral. Like, I literally did literally did trigonometry, because this back section here is it's like a, not a hexagon, but it's kind of like it. And I had to make sure it was perfect, so literally got a ruler out and I was measuring my screen to get lengths. And yeah, I made a very thorough plan. Lol, I literally count the blocks a place. The blocks a place to make sure it's even. I do. Sometimes you get into such a good rhythm though. It's like 1, 2, 3. Well, no, not then, but 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. I don't have any rhythm because it's 3 AM and yes, but yeah, you know what I'm saying. Router. What is this? Router. What do you mean router, Pat, in chat? A poorly timed fumbling. Did I say the wrong word? I'm very confused. Excuse me, sir. Please, can you help me? They've confused me. And he just walks away. You know, he deserves this. There we go. Right, yeah, so we've done a I think we've done a good job on this build. I guess he's kind of delayed. Pat was confusing me. Yeah, so I think we've done a good job on this. And we've got a pretty cool area back here. It's nothing to really write home about. It's very plain, but it's cool, I guess. And I'm a fan. I'm a fan of this. Boom. Boom. Are we making this better, or are we just adding more stuff? I like that. Anyway. Yeah, I think that is... there you go. What I did just there, the start recording and smash the key, that's going to end up as a YouTube short, right? So it's this little weird process I do, where I'm like, oh, I've built something. That's cool, I guess. I'm like, right, boom, YouTube short. And then I get comments. I read the comments. Sometimes they're not. Sometimes people are mean. That's okay. Yeah. We got this. Shelves make everything better. Honestly, hang on a sec. I've been added in the group chat, and for my next trick, I will also do the interior. What's this? It's an interior. Yeah? Yeah? A wise guy. Oh, for my next trick, I'll do the interior. What's this? Yeah? Yeah? For once, I can teleport this man to the theatre if I have to. I'm not going to, but I could, right? Yeah, okay, right, chat. Shelves make everything better. Broken heart, like, yes, like Pat. LOL. Does Pat have shelves? Shelves are cool. I like shelves. I've not found a place where they're not useful yet. You know? They just add that little bit. Shelves and leaves. Yes. Yes. I mean... Yeah, I mean, leaves. I'm very much on board with this message. I've been using quite a bit of foliage over the last... Is it foliage or foliage? I don't know. It's time to talk to my co-host. Hey, Google, co-host, is it foliage or foliage?
It is likely a 48 if you are discussing a WD-40 style lubricant.
Oh, I wasn't, love, all right? Yeah, it thinks I said 48 versus foliage. Foliage. Yeah. I don't have any interest in WD-48. Did they make more than just one? It's just like WD-40 and that's that. And now they're like router. I don't understand this router or router thing. Yeah. What is WD-48? I'm gonna ask Google. What is WD-48?
I'm ready to help, but your question seems incomplete.
Right. You're off the team. This B's JB is the new question and answers person. Just tabbed out. Great work. Yeah, new question and answers person. WD-50. What is WD-50 for that WD-40 isn't? Is that... Is WD-50 like an extra 10 WDs? You know, is there some sort of secret to these things? Right. I feel like I need to build something else. I feel like this is calling me, right? Because this really is the bridge, because it literally will be, between these two builds, right? So we got the Knowles apiaries. It's going to look real nice. And then just over here, we've got the... I think it's going to be like a logging camp. Yeah, it's going to be like a logging camp. And so we really have to sort of bridge this gap to make any of this feel cohesive. It's not a logging camp, it's a fisherman's camp, which would make this a good spot for a fishing market. Right, so we could have like a fish market here, bridge going across it like that. What would you want around it? You'd probably want a larger, more fixtured row of shops here. Then you've got a fish market here, fisherman there, apiary there. I reckon maybe just a little bit of green space here. Just a little bit of green space, and that would connect quite nicely into the apiary. Okay. Right. Also, there's a lot of people in chat from the game night server. I'm noticing this. It feels like you guys might be having like a watch party where every time I say "and so," there is a shot of some kind going on. Right. So if I place these out of the way. Okay, that looks good. Can't trick anything on my meds. That would be fun. Okay. A shot of WD-51. Okay. So those are actually already at different levels. Not ideal. Boom. Let's go and grab some slabs. Like so. There we go. And there we go. One, two. Okay, so we got that bridge there, that's how it goes there. We can have a bit of a fish market here. Maybe bring it all the way around, have a few two stalls, one going there, one going there. Make this market come all the way down here. And then just more of a formal market in that section. Okay, that's got potential. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, that's not my favourite. It is a little bit sore, I'll give you that. It's definitely not pretty, shall we say. Yeah. Try setting it back a bit. Yes, there we go. We can't really make any changes in here to the door frame because it's full. Okay, yeah, so we got a little bit of a bridge going on here. Not here, here. We don't need to tell them about that. Okay, baking the fettuccine. Tell me what to do to this build and I will do it right now. You know, any changes you'd make? We're going to just make this a group collaborative project, you know. What are we changing? Kind of looks like a face now. Oh god, it looks like the face has been in a terrible car accident. Hang on, I've got an idea. Oh, I just pressed the reload key. That's what we wanted to do. Here we go. It's like a whack-a-mole game. Where's he gone? Right. As fun as this stream has been, I am actually going to have to go to bed. It is 4 AM. I'm clearly not building anything at the moment. I'm just sort of messing around with a crossbow. And go listen to an audiobook. You know, that'll be better for you than watching this. Yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I will be streaming more now that I've got it all working. Next stream starts 4 AM. Maybe 4 AM California time. Can't leave till you finish your job. I'm not finishing that. I'm not finishing this either. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I'll catch you in the next one when I can think clearly.